Team, we're back for another episode on the Weight Loss for Women 40 Plus podcast with Josh. Now, we are rocking and we are talking about why you cannot be following the old plan when you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. So, I guess one of the biggest challenges I see people have is they look at a lot of ladies that I've talked to, they look at men and go, well, men can do the same thing over and over and over and see very similar results. Like they can do keto and fasting and they can go for a run, they can cut their alcohol out and they lose weight. Like men have a very distinct advantage over women. So let's say you've got a 45-year-old male and a 45-year-old female. They can both do the same thing. He gets really good results and she gets shit results. And this might be someone you work with or your partner or your siblings. And you're like, why the hell can they just decide to lose weight and then it just happens easy for them and it's really difficult for me? Well, the reason why is that most weight loss programs were originally created for men or created for athletes, the male demographic, and then they were just adjusted for women. So it's like, all right, we do this for men, and then there's made some adjustments, and all right, females can do the same thing. But if you think about it, why wouldn't that work? Why wouldn't what works for a male, why wouldn't that work for a female of the same age? Well, we don't have babies. That's one to start with. So we have an entirely different makeup of hormones. Our profile of testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, all these type of things is wildly different compared to women. It is just not the same. We have a much higher lean muscle mass ratio compared to women. So naturally we put on muscle a lot easier. We have higher levels of testosterone. So the more muscle a male has, the easier it is for them to burn body fat. The reason why is your basal metabolic rate, so your metabolism, your BMR, is greatly helped by the amount of muscle mass that you have on your frame. Now, if you're let's say you're an 80 kilogram woman and you're comparing yourself to a 110 kilogram man, he might have 25% body fat and you might be 35% body fat. That means he has got stacks more muscle on his frame than you do. So when he does keto and you do keto and he loses a shit ton of weight and you lose nothing, well, his metabolism can handle pretty much any sort of diet with a lot of ease. So you have to understand that the bodies are different. Like what works for the bloke is not going to work necessarily for the female. And a lot of coaches and trainers don't understand this. Like a lot of people fall into the trap. They're like, okay, well, I just need to go to a gym or I just need to go to a personal trainer. Now, if your personal trainer is like under the age of 30, they're probably not going to know the differences between the both. They're going to train men and women exactly the same. They're going to give them similar macros, similar calories, calorie deficits, all this kind of stuff. So there's not going to be a lot of nuance in there. Now, if I needed to go get a knee replacement, would I see the GP or would I see the specialist? Now, they both went to uni. They're both very intelligent. They both understand how the knee works. They both understand recovery and pharmaceuticals. They both have a lot of the same knowledge, but one of them is very specific. One of them has specialized in a specific area. Why would that not be the same for weight loss? If a personal trainer works with both men and women, 18-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, they're going to work with a whole host of different people, different walks of life, different challenges. So you may not get the best result that you want if you're going to someone who works with everybody. It's like a GP. Yes, GPs are really good, but if you have a very specific problem, you may need to see a specialist. Weight loss is exactly the same. When you turn 40 or late 30s or early 40s, you will start running into some hormonal changes. Things like perimenopause, then eventually menopause, and then that'll end and that'll be postmenopause. You cannot do the same thing as a 25-year-old woman, or at least the 25-year-old version of yourself if you're in your 40s or 50s. It just doesn't work that way. What you can get away with when you're younger is a lot more compared to when you're older. It's no different to like drinking alcohol. Like even when you're young, you can smash a shit ton of piss and you can function relatively well. But the older you get, your ability to recover from alcohol or drugs is significantly reduced. That's also an age thing. That's also how your body responds to stimulus. So you just cannot do the same things that you did younger and expect it to work now. That's like a primary school teacher teaching university students. It'd be like, well, this is how I teach people in general. I'm like, well, yeah, teaching has some fundamentals, but if I'm going to teach the right demographic, I need to give them the right content. So I wouldn't have a primary school teacher doing a fucking lecture for university students. Even though they are both teachers and they're both qualified, the knowledge that they have is very specific to the demographic that they're trained in. So most people are running into this problem. They're doing shit from the past that worked once, it's not working now, or they're getting advice or coaching from people that aren't actually specialized in where they are right now. Now, if I was a 50-year-old male, I would not be going to a trainer that only works with 20-year-old blokes because my body wouldn't be able to do what it could do 30 years ago. Yes, I could train hard and yes, I'm matured, but like my body just wouldn't recover the same. I couldn't do the same amount of volume, nor would I expect to. Like my metabolism's different, my body's different, my organs are a lot older. There's a lot more wear and tear on the body. I might have some issues around my knees. I might have early onset, arthritis, things like that. So it just, you got to take into consideration that, yes, you as an individual, if I can get my words right, you as an individual are the same person, but your body has changed. That means the needs have changed. 99 times out of 100, when someone comes and starts working with us, they just haven't changed their game plan. They're running the old playbook and wondering why it's not working. So what I've gone through today tells you why it is not working. And if you continue to not see progress, then after listening to this podcast, then it's just being naive and just going, oh, well, that doesn't apply to me. How do you know if this advice applies to you? If you have not been at your goal weight in the last 6 months, then what you are doing is not working. It's very, very, very simple. There's a difference between people that have been at their goal weight, stacked on a couple of kilograms from a holiday, and then want to lose that weight again, versus someone who is consistently pouring time, energy, and effort into their weight loss, and it's been over 6 months, or it's been 3 years, or 10 years since they've been at their goal weight. That is very different to someone who just did a holiday, or it was the end of the year, they took a couple of weeks off, put on a few kilos, not at their goal weight, but it's only been a couple of months since they were there last. That is a very different problem. If you're the latter, if you're the person that has been struggling for more than 6 months, the plan you're following right now is more than likely not correct for you, or it's not correct for your lifestyle. That means it might be too restrictive, that you might not have enough time to execute what you need to do. I've talked to a couple of ladies recently, and they've had the dumbest fucking plans given to them by coaches. I'm like, literally, they have like this 25-year-old single coach, no kids, no family, and they telling this mum who's like working, she's got 3 kids, working full time, she's got a partner, she's got a household, she's got sport, literally nearly almost no spare time available. They're like, you need to prepare everything from scratch. The marinades, you need to go to these shops, get these specialty ingredients, you need to use these weird fuck recipes, and it takes them like 7 hours on a Sunday to get it done. And they're wondering why their clients aren't consistent. I'm like, bruh, how the fuck is a busy mum going to be able to do that? Busy mums need programs for busy mums, meaning a little bit of exercise per week, hour and a half a week, getting some steps in each day, and meals that are going to fit the work schedule, they're going to fit the dinner schedule, and they're going to fit the weekends. The only way you will ever have success is if you are following something that you can do for the longest amount of time. Could you cut out your carbs for a week or two? Absolutely. You absolutely could cut your carbs out for a week or two. It's not too crazy. But if I ask to do it for the next 6 months, 9 months, the next year, it becomes pretty difficult. So this is why if you're doing detoxes or you're cutting carbs, cutting sugar, if you're doing really restrictive habits, what do you think is going to happen? Honestly, like ask yourself the question, okay, well, when I stop doing this restriction, what is going to happen when I go back to my normal life? Oh, well, it's probably the same shit that happens every time. The fucking weight comes back on. So if you're sick of the roller coaster, the weight is down a kilogram, it's up 1.5. It's down 2 kilograms, it's up fucking 2.6. If you're sick of losing and gaining the same weight, recycling the same 5 kilograms over and over and over again, maybe it's time to reach out, get some help, and stop fucking pushing this out. Like at the end of the day, you're probably like, I need to get some help. Yes, it's going to cost money. Yes, it's not going to be ideal, but what's more important? Having a couple of extra bucks in the bank account or solving this problem that you're thinking about every single day? Spend the money, solve the problem, get past this chapter. That's it. Focus on things that are more important in your life rather than thinking about, will this food help me lose weight? Will this exercise help me lose weight? Oh my God, I didn't lose weight today. I'm a piece of shit jumping on that scale. This is not working. Fuck this. Look, that's an awful cycle to be in. And virtually everyone I talk to is in that cycle until they start working with us and they get coaching. So to apply for coaching, it is very simple. Jump on Instagram. Hit me up, Josh Humphreys, and send me a message. Hey, listen to the podcast. Can I learn more about the VIP transformation program? We'll have a chat. We'll see if what we can do will work. We'll book a call. And if we can help out, boom, let's give you a spot. If we can't help out, we'll pass you on to someone who can. You might need a specialist. Who knows? Unless I talk to you or the team, we don't know if we can help. Nice and easy. If you're super keen, hit the website, www.blissbodyu.com.au, fill out the application form. It'll hit my inbox, we'll read it, and then we'll reach out. We'll book in, we'll have a chat. Nice and simple. All right, ladies, go kick some goals. Share the podcast with a friend. It will definitely help someone out. We're getting thousands and thousands of listens a month, so we're doing well. Appreciate you spreading the word. All right, team, I will see you in the next one.